Hello my PokePadawans, Jedi Khaled here, bringing you the first team analysis video for our first TBU game. So hello as well to TBU fans. So here we are, the week 1 battle. The Highland Houndoons is raring to go. Our first opponent, the Bristol City Fletchlings. Possibly the second most interesting team next to our own. Drafting Mega Ordino into his team, whereas we brought Mr. Mime. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this first game. I mean, Eric's a good buddy of mine, so it's going to be fun to battle against him. Little spoiler, I've never actually beaten him in a battle yet, but we intend to change that this week. So, let's have a look at this guy's team. Now, I haven't included the bench mons. These are all the Pokemon that I had to take into consideration this week when I was team building to take on Eric. So, the Pokemon I had to consider were Thunderous Eye, Talonflame, Garchomp, Serperior, Clawitzer, Mega Ordino, Dusclops, who was switched off the bench in exchange for Weezing, Tentacruel, and Mienshao. So they were the Pokemon that I had to take into consideration this week. Now, instantly, Volcarona is going to have problems with Talonflame and Garchomp. So I couldn't really bring that, even though it would do a lot to Serperior. It will probably do a fair bit to, maybe not so much a few other things. I mean, possibly the Hurricane on Mienshao. We could have just fiery dance spammed things like Ordino, Giga Drain on Clawitzer, things like that. So it could have had use, but there were just too many things keeping it out. As well, Thunderous with the T-Wave was a threat. So Volcarona was instantly out. Scizor as well was a big risk because mainly Talonflame. Also Dusclops with the potential burn, which could render Scizor practically useless. I mean, I don't really see any rocks potential on Eric's team this week, so I didn't think Defog was too important. So leaving Scizor behind wasn't too bad for me. Let me just I mean, the obvious choice for Eric to bring was Talonflame. Talonflame was the obvious one. I mean, I was going through this a little earlier in the week, and the main things I could think of that he could bring would be Serperior, which would check Rotom Wash and Quagsire. Talonflame obviously checks Mega Sceptile, Scizor, and Volcarona. Garchomp comes in and it checks Volcarona, Skuntank with an EQ, and Zygarde with its own Dragon Stabs because Garchomp is actually faster than Zygarde. Mienshao can pretty much put Snorlax down, and Thunderous Eye pretty much sees off Sigilyph as well, because if Thunderous Eye comes in, it can pretty much destroy Sigilyph before it gets a chance to get any boosts up, especially if it's got no special defense investments. So they were the main checks that I could see on Eric's team this week. So I tried to plan accordingly for all of the mons, and here's what we came up with. The first pick that I went with this week was Rotom Wash. Wanky Washer himself. You'll see I had to put a 4 in place of the first aid because of sensors. Curse you, Nintendo. We went with the Modest Nature, 252 special attack speed, 4 HP, obviously Levitate because that's the only ability that Rotom can have, and Choice Scarf. So yes, we are max speed, Choice Scarf, Rotom Wash. So max offense. I didn't see bulky Rotom doing too much. I mean, it could War Talonflame, but that was about it. It could possibly burn Garchomp, maybe Mienshao, but honestly there weren't too many things on Eric's team that feared the burn. So I didn't really see the point in bringing the bulky set. So I just went full on offense because Rotom could be a very competent special attacker. So I just popped a Scarf on there, max speed, max special attack. We're just going to hit as many things as hard as we can, as fast as we can. We've got Hydro Pump, Thunderbolt for the stabs, HP Ice for Garchomp. We've also got Trick as a sort of backup option if we need it. I mean, if we're going against Dusclops, we could trick a Scarf onto it maybe and get rid of the Eviolite. So yeah, Trick's there as kind of like a plan B if I need it. So yeah, I mean, Rotom can also deal with Tentacruel, it deals with Talonflame, it deals with Garchomp. It can kind of go against Thundurus. So, I mean, the Korriband as well. It does a lot against Eric's team. So, yeah, that's Rotom Wash. That's Wanky Washer, the almost kind of namesake of the team. I mean, it would have been. I'm glad to bring him. So it's nice to have our Wanky Washer in the first match. So, second Pokemon that I chose for this week's team was Zygarde. Toothpaste the Zygarde. Adamant Nature, 252 attack speed, 4 special defense, just because. Aura Break, because it's the only ability the Zygarde gets. And Choice Scarf. So another Choice Scarf use. The point of the Choice Scarf on this one was so that we could outspeed Garchomp. Unless it itself was Scarf. In which case, it's a complete moot point. I was going to run Life Orb with Extreme Speed. But, like I say, Garchomp could outspeed us and potentially 2-hit KO us with a Dragon Claw, and E-Speed just wouldn't do enough damage to Garchomp to take it down before it did the same to us. So we've got Outrage, Earthquake. Outrage is the only physical Dragon Stab that Zygarde gets. I mean, it kind of makes sense that it doesn't get Dragon Claw because it doesn't have any actual claws. I mean, Nintendo logic coming through a little bit there, Game Freak logic. Outrage, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Crunch. Crunch is there kind of for Dusclops. I mean, there is always the risk of the burn. I did also kind of put it on there originally for Slowbro because I didn't realise when I was initially planning, I thought the Slowbro was still on Eric's team. So I was kind of planning for that as well. And then he sort of refreshed my memory that Slowbro had been switched out for Tentacruel. So, yeah, but Crunch could come in handy. I mean, it's got that defense lowering chance as well, which could come in handy. But to be honest, I think it was the best fourth move we could have gone for outside of E-Speed. But there's not much point in going for E-Speed with Choice Scarf. Zygarde's a pretty bulky mon. I mean, it can deal with Tentacruel with the Earthquake. It's got Stoners there for Thundurus and Talonflame. Outrage deals with Garchomp, because with the Choice Scarf we will outspeed anything but Scarfchomp. So yeah, I'm hopeful for Zygarde this week. I'm hoping that it can do quite a bit. I mean, obviously it fears the Ice Beams from stuff like Clawitzer, Tentacruel, but yeah, I'm hopeful that Zygarde can do well. Let's all root for Toothpaste. The third Pokemon on the team this week is Quagsire. Hodor, the Quagsire, with a relaxed nature, not taking things too seriously. 252 HP defense, so obviously a physically defensive variant. 4 attack, got Water Absorb and Leftovers, so we could take those water stabs from things like Clawitzer and Tentacruel, so we don't have to worry too much about Scalds. We do have switch-ins for those. Leftovers for that bit of recover. We do also have the Recover, so that we can pretty much wall any physical threats for days. I mean, things like higher tier threats like Garchomp can maybe still hurt us, but anything else we could pretty much just sit and wall for days. We've got Scald for a bit of water stab and a burn opportunity on the 1 or 2 things that it will actually make a difference to. It's also super effective on Talonflame, which is nice, and also Aggron. Earthquake there for a bit of stab. That deals with Tentacruel as well, which is cool because I think a lot of Quagsires, especially that I tend to see, run Earth Power. For some reason, people seem to think that running special attacks on Quagsire is more acceptable than physical hits, whereas it actually has a higher attack power. I don't know. Maybe I'm playing too much Showdown. Maybe I'm playing too much low ladder Showdown. But yeah, Scald, Earthquake, Ice Punch. Again, kind of specifically for Garchomp, and Recover for that recovery, basically. So yeah, Hodor, physically defensive wall, should be able to sit in and wall most things. I mean, like I said, some of the higher tier Pokemon can threaten it. Talonflame can't touch it with its Fire Stab. I'm pretty sure Garchomp at best is a 2-hit KO on high rolls. Maybe if it's banded. I don't know. I didn't calculate, so maybe I should. Maybe I should have calculated, but I didn't. So that's Quagsire. That's Hodor, the third member of our team this week. The fourth member of this week's team is Mr. Mime. Yes, I'm bringing him. Bringing Mr. Mime. Mr. Meme. Mr. Meme. The Mr. Mime. We have a timid nature because I wanted to be as fast as possible. 252 special attack speed, so this is a defensive variant of Mr. Mime. 4 special defense. I was going to put it in HP, but it would have meant that our HP was an even number. So I popped it into special defense instead. We've got the Technician, and we've got the leftovers. We've got Psyshock, Icy Wind, Charge Beam, and Substitute. The thinking with Mr. Mime is we come in, we get up a sub, fire off a few Charge Beams, get some boosts, and then just kill things with whatever coverage we have. I mean, Icy Wind for Garchomp, we've got Charge Beam for the water types, and Psyshock for everything else, to be honest. So yeah, if Mr. Mime can come in, get those boosts up, and be sitting pretty behind that sub, then I think it's going to be generally good times all around. For me, not so much for Eric. But yeah, I mean, there isn't a lot that Mr. Mime checks. There is definitely nothing that it walls. I think it's super effective against Tentacruel. Obviously with the Icy Wind, we've got Garchomp covered. Also Thunderous with the Icy Wind. Tentacruel again with the Charge Beam. Chlorita with the Charge Beam. Serperior we cover with the Icy Wind. Talonflame with the Charge Beam. So yeah, we've got the coverage on quite a few things. The only problem is that Talonflame does have that priority Gale Wings. So unless we have a sub up, it can pretty much just come in and kill us straight off the bat. Which is unfortunate. But we'll see how we can work it. The fifth Pokemon on our team for week 1 is Snorlax. Jabba the Snorlax. Adamant Nature, 252 HP, 200 special defense, and a little bit of investment in physical attack power, 56 EVs in attack there. We have immunity so that Audino can't toxic us, because Audinos do like to do that sometimes. And we have the leftovers for a bit of recovery. We've got the Body Slam, the Earthquake, Ice Punch. I have kind of saturated this team with ice coverage, to be honest. I mean, Garchomp is kind of too powerful for him to leave behind. So yeah, maybe I did go a bit crazy on the ice coverage. But I mean, it does also cover Superior and Thunderous, so it's not only Garchomp that it's good for. So Body Slam for that stab, Earthquake, Ice Punch, and Yawn. The reason I went with Body Slam over Return is because A, Body Slam has the paralysis possibility, which is very nice because my team is not the fastest in the world, with the exception of the fact that this week I have 2 Scar Pokemon. And secondly, sometimes in genning there can be a problem with the happiness on your Pokemon for things like Return. So I didn't really want to run the risk of having 1 BP Return, because that would have been very bad. So I went with Body Slam instead, because like I said, paralysis chance is always nice. Earthquake for things like Tentacruel and Aggron, because I do not want Aggron coming in and walling Jabba for days. Even though we've only got 56 attack, we do have this slight adamant boost, so that's something. And we've also got Yawn, so that way if we fear any threats coming in, or if we're against anything that we can live 1 hit from, we can get a Yawn off and either force it out or put it to sleep before Snorlax goes down. I mean, even though Snorlax has got amazing special defense and fantastic HP, its physical defense is a little lacking. So it's not going to take hits well from things like Garchomp or Aggron, and definitely not Mind Shape. So yeah, that's Snorlax. The final Pokemon on my team this week. To be honest, I was umming and ahhing about this one for absolutely ages. I couldn't think of anything that was perfect for the last slot. So there was the slight chance that Garchomp could have Stealth Rocks. The slight chance. And Dusclops was a bit of a fear, because Dusclops with that Eviolite takes hits forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and just doesn't die. So for the 6th Pokemon, I decided to bring Skuntank. Pepe-less Skuntank. Adamant Nature, we have a quite unusual EV spread. 100 HP, 136 attack, 112 defense and 160 special defense. I tried to spread it out a bit because I didn't want to oversaturate Pepe's defense either way. I've already got Special Wall in Snorlax, I've already got Physical Wall in Quagsire. So I kind of wanted to give it something, but not too much. I gave it 136 attack as well, so that its knockoff and Sucker Punch and Poison Jab could have a little bit of punch behind them. That's why it's also got the Adamant Nature to give them that extra little boost. And we've got 100 HP because Pepe has base 106 HP, which is very nice. So I wanted to try and give it as much bulk as I could. So it's probably, in some ways, it's quite a weak EV spread because it's not focused anywhere. It's just kind of boosting it as an all-rounder kind of thing. But yeah, we went with the Aftermath ability. Black Sludge for recovery, Poison Jab, Sucker Punch for priority, Knockoff obviously for Dusclops, and Defog on the very, very slight off chance that Garchomp was running rocks. To be honest, I'm not even sure if Garchomp can run rocks, but I think it can. I think it can. Now, when I was getting my team genned from Freedomian, originally it was supposed to sizzle, then there were issues, so Freedomian ended up doing it. And when I handed him the sets, there was a slight problem with the Skuntank set. He couldn't give me one of the moves that I wanted, which may or may not cause problems, but we'll see how it goes. So this is the Skuntank that I wanted. This is the Skuntank that I got. So we don't have the Aftermath ability, we have Stench instead, which I'm not sure if it's a little bit of a cheap thing, because Stench basically acts like King's Rock. It wasn't voted on, probably mainly because nobody thought of it, but it is basically a built-in King's Rock. It has a chance to flinch any Pokemon that it makes physical contact with. And instead of the knockoff, we have Taunt, which yes, can work against Dusclops, but it can't get rid of the Eviolite anymore, meaning that unless I come in and get a Taunt against it with Skuntank, Dusclops can basically sit in and do whatever it likes. So that was kind of unfortunate, but I'm hoping that it doesn't cause us too many problems. I mean, Taunt Sucker Punch is a good combo in itself. It does mean that Dusclops will be forced to attack us, so we can just Taunt and then spam the Sucker Punch. But yeah, that's Pepe, that's our Skuntank. So that is the team this week. That's the team for against the Bristol City Fletchlings. I am hopeful. I'm hopeful. I mean, Rotom Washi is going to be quite powerful. Zygarde should be quite powerful as well. Quagsire is going to take all of their physical hits from stuff like Garchomp and Miniature if they come. Hopefully Snorlax will be able to sit in on things like Thundurus, Superior possibly, because we do have the Ice Punch, so hopefully we can kill that thing before it gets any boosts up. Clawitzer could be a problem with the Aura Sphere, but we'll see how it goes. Mega Ordino, I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. I'm not sure what he's going to do with it though. I'm curious to see what it'll do if it comes. So yeah. So I am looking forward to our first match. Hope you guys are too. I hope you will be happy to see Mr. Mime in the first battle as well. First battle, he's making an appearance already. So yeah, I know that some of you guys have really taken a liking to Mr. Mime, even though it's probably the worst Pokemon in the league. I'm glad to see so much support slash humour being sort of coming from it. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah, that's about it, guys. That's our team analysis for our week 1 team. Hope you guys will be there rooting us along. The upload will be Friday, which I believe is, well, no, I don't believe it's actually tomorrow because it's Thursday. So yeah, the battle will be uploaded tomorrow. So look forward to that one, guys. Hope to see you there. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.